All right, back in the market we go. It is Wednesday. It is October 28th, and the market, sold off big. Let's start with the SPY today. Um, Dow Jones finished 943, minus 943. S&P minus 119.88. Nasdaq minus 426.48. S&P minus 54.13. The VIX really exploded up 7.16. 21.47%, 40.51. We called all this last week in my video, how if you go back, remember the UVXY? This is a falling wedge. And we broke out of this wedge. See it wide, we broke out. Big volume here. We're as high as we've been since September and then March. So, fundamentals and stocks like Apple, Apple, hold it 20 years. You're probably pretty good on a handful of stocks. That's why in the stock market, you have to learn technical analysis. It is far superior than fundamentals. Fundamentals don't mean yet. Doesn't mean anything. Anyone could see this move and, is building. And the people were on CNBC. A few guys are pretty sharp. This guy said he's going to get a 40 UVXY. I'm not sure if it's going there. Looks like 30, possibly 40 if we really, things fall apart. You have coronavirus is shutting down part of Europe again. You have cases rising here. It's looking very bad. No stimulus yet. Stock market is not stock market. No stimulus yet, and you have the election coming up. So, October crash is looking more likely, and this is what it is. This is total crash right now. So anyway, so there's their gold minus 34.30, 1877. Gold was no safe haven. 23.42 silver. Crude 37.33 is minus 5.66%. That's another thing. Crude is getting smoked. There's no travel. Travel's down. Shipping, airlines picked up a little bit. They picked up a little bit of travel, but it's going back down. Then you have no one's really driving as much. People working from home. All businesses are pretty much closed again, or people are not going out. You're not going to drive your car. There's no need for all this fuel, and crude's crashing. So, we'll start right here. UVXY volatility. This is the ultra VIX short-term futures. I mean, there it is, all the way from March. And you're forming a tight wedge. We broke out. And like we said here, as soon as you're out of this wedge, the buy is probably here at 18. Let's look at the monthly on this. The monthly just formed a green candle, which is never good for a monthly. That's why we could come up to this like 32. On your weekly, just crossed over on stochastics, and it looks like it wants to reach 20 now. These volatility stocks, and they're always going to be down. They're not going to go up because the market's always pretty much going up. And you had the peak here in March, but look at this, went down. I had a few little blips here and there. Now going back down sideways. I mean, this broke out as a very large candle. So I'm definitely looking for 28 to 30. We'll look for that September 32. We'll see if we get there. This is the biggest move. This is the biggest move up on this line here, this 20 line. Even on these moves in June, it was still falling down, this whole stochastics indicator. So we're turning up. This could be the most volatile time of the year, I'm trying to say. Excuse me. So here's the weekly, here's the daily, here's the 4 hour. We're very overextended too. We could get a bounce, 2 hour, 1 hour. This is straight up. Now, this went sideways. I was like, how long can this stay up? And this went from March a while. This stayed above overbought level. So you can stay overbought for a while. So there's the theory on UVXY. We could get pullbacks. Let me look at the other chart here. There's your 50-day, there's your 100-day, and your 25 and 31. So I'm looking for these two. We'll see if we get to these two. Very strong histogram. Elliott wave, slow indicator. This wants to turn up. So, there we have it right now. So a lot of things are looking not good. The VIX has exploded up today. You're at 40, extremely volatile. You're going back to June. I have the indicators here, Fibonacci retracements. From the high, 61. Let me see that. Probably this right here, 61. Yeah, the hundreds there, 61. So this will be 38.2 retracement. That'll be at 45. Do we get back up there? It looks like we're heading that way. Very overbought right now. Yeah, stochastics, everything's turning up. Let's look at the monthly. The monthly just crossed over. And then see, it went to dive down. Look at this indicator right here. But we're turning back up now. Never got negative. That's the monthly crossed over. Weekly crossover. Daily. Excuse me. Daily, there's your 4-hour on the VIX. So the VIX is a volatility index, the CBOE market volatility index. You had it in March. This thing was up near 85, came all the way down. You had a June move, then you had August, September move, and now we have another move. Now, how high is this going to go? 45? See the monthly again. Monthly in March. Monthly in March got extremely high. I mean, we just crossed over stochastics monthly. So straight up crossed over stochastics or RSI. Yeah, that's a big green candle. I can see 45. Let's see the weekly too. Yeah, the weekly just crossing over too. Weekly just getting started on histogram. So let me see, what was this highest candle here? We were 85.47 and down to 20, pretty much here. Yeah, this really blows by us. This is a really pretty bad one. We could get to 50, 55. I would look for halfway. That's if it's severe. So that's what I'm seeing on that. All right, so that's where we are on that. SPY, there's your move down, the move back up, almost a double top. Really fading today with the news. Really coming down hard. Broke through that 100-day, 327. You have nothing down here. You got 320. You have 315, 150s crossing up, and your 200-day. I think now we're going to the 200-day. This is looking more severe than this. This is a really big drop. We're turning over really hard on stochastics and RSI. Different from back then. That was more of a tech drop. Remember that? This is a lot of things going on here, more severe than we thought with the coronavirus. Yeah, we can't have more lockdowns. We're already going to be in big trouble. So, this is coming back down. If we go here, that 320, I just don't think that's holding this time. I think this is the washout, really down to 200. I thought here we're going to do it. That wasn't it. I mean, I don't think we're just going to stop here in 320, the way things are going. So we'll look for that right now. The monthly, like I said, remember again, stochastics crossed over. Red's over green. Now, this started, it's very negative. You have a shooting star wick. Now on the monthly, you have a 13 May, it'll be the 310. There's a 20 to 315, 310. I could see that. The weekly, that is a big bearish weekly candle. That's the worst candle since it had one in June. These were smaller. This is a massive candle. You have nothing here on the weekly to like 313. And see on the weekly stochastics right here, you have a move up, down, cross down again. We just went negative on histogram, which it's not good either. We're at 53. 50 is going to be huge. If we don't hold 50, remember, over under 50, you're probably going under that 20 again. This could be another great buy since March. So if we go that low, you know, we're not going back to the March lows. I seriously doubt that. If you go halfway here, that's what I mean. We could go back to 280, maybe 290, 300. It really is a severe drop. So there's the SPY. Here's the Nasdaq. This is floating hard. You have the 100-day. 10,879 crossing down, crossing down. Histogram crossing down. There's the weekly 13. There's your 20 crossing sideways. There's a monthly big shooting star wick. So they all look pretty bad right now. So look towards that. And then you have, you know, 10,520 on Nasdaq. Yeah, this could fall to 9,800 if this really is a bad drop too. That's a far away though. I'm not sure we get there. Could fall between this 100 and the 150 on that. Dow Jones. This is really even worse. Look at this drop. Candle, candle. You have the 150 trying to cross 200. This already broke through this low here, which is 26,537. So it's below that. And this is crossing down hard. Stochastics. Look at that histogram. Really big crescendo here, you could say. Really building strong on the candles. So this, where's this going? Well, 200 days there. 26.1. We should hit that easy at this point. Besides that, where would we go here? So you get to 61.8 retracement, 25,000. That's a big wall there too. See that? Because that was June, July, right around 25, I guess. The monthly, two bearish candles. It's just trying to bend over to really break. Look at that candle on the weekly. This is really smashing through now. You get all these. You get the 50-day to 100-day. And you have the 150. And then there's your 200-day, about 25,000. So and you can see here on stochastics, everything's starting to bend down. From the move up March, or straight up. We went from like 20 to 80 stochastics. Now we're 80, 57, crossing over in histogram. This is the most negative it's been. A lot of people called on this, and they were right. So there's the Dow Jones. So there you have it. So on that, that's looks like where we're going at this point. All right, so what else we got here? Guess we'll take a look at the bearish ETFs. And I call this too S-Dow double bottom right here, 16 down. See that? That's a double bottom from September. October broke up huge. Yeah, I hope a lot of people got in long here. Probably not a lot of people play these, but that was a tremendous buy. And we're at that 100. Going back to September, trying to break above that. Looks like, did we get above that? We're real close. So after this, you got the 150-day. This is a really strong move. I don't know if we're getting up here to 30. That would be a really, really big move. From here, 21, 22, maybe in between here. That could be the move. I don't know if we get to the 200. SPXS. There's 100. There's right between. So I look between there and that. Same type of charts. All these. You're gonna have the same feel. SQQQ in between the 100 and 150. Well, this is the 50 and 100 in that, so look towards that. TZA, there's the 50 and 100. I'd look towards that. FAS, this is trying to get over that 100. Excuse me. There's the 50-day. You have a trend line here, so this might be, we'll look towards that 16-ish. We can break above that, maybe even. There's socks. There's the move down. This one didn't form a double bottom. This was a straight, look at this, about, what's that, 30, 29-ish. Look at this, bouncing, bouncing. And really just took off. See these big candles that really ripped today. Look at this gap up today. There's the 50-day just above. This really gets going. Yeah, this will get near that 100-day. We'll call it 45, 47. Socks. LABD, you have your 50-day right here, like 59 or 60. There's dust. And dust, remember this channel I said we're in from 21 to 15, with us back and forth, back and forth. Broke above it today. So bearish gold right here. Trying to break above here. So that's the move on that. ADST. So there's JDST. Back to my other screen here. Back and forth. This is trying to break over that previous move here. It's like 12, almost 13. Here is ultra short crude. This is getting back up towards 20. Crude falling. Short VIX future, short-term futures. You can see this one. This one down today. I'm not sure how this plays. This isn't the regular VIX or UVXY. This should have been up if the everything else would go down, but I don't really play that. That was down anyway. ERY. I mean, this is the biggest move since March. Even before that, 2019, this is really high up. Yeah, this is the move all the way up, 75, now 79. Just a beast right here. All right, UDAO. Go back to the big chart here on UDAO. So this follows the Dow Jones, and it's touching this 150, bounce a little bit from that. There's nothing below that as far as moving averages. This is clear sky down. You're at a 38.2 retracement. If this really goes down hard, I'm looking towards that June level, 57. Maybe like 50 to 55 will really keep dropping. Have a UDAO. SPXL touched the 200-day, caught in between the 100 and 200. Then you have your 150. This is a little more support here. This could go right to the 50% retracement, would be like 46. If not, at 150 right there. TQQQ. There's a trend line right here all the way from the bottom. Bounced up. Bounced down right to 61.8 retracement. If this falls hard, you have 50% retracement, 105, and then you have 100 and 200-day moving average. So we'll see how far that drops. Still got here back in September, that move. TNA to hundreds right here. And you have your 150. This is falling hard. This has more room to go down now. So here, I'll look towards that September. look towards about 25 to 28 on that TNA, small caps. FAS trend line, look at this trend line. This is trying to hold. If this doesn't hold, you have like 30 on FAS. And here's Soxel, the semis. These would make really big moves. Big move down in September. It really took off. Look at these 4 gap ups on October before it crashed. It's been pretty much every day red except one. Trend line here too. Is this going to go towards there, towards 235, 61.8 retracement? Yeah, 225. If you go below that, it's probably going to go towards this 210 level from September. That would probably be really good support. I don't know if we're going below that. If we go below that, probably, just below 200, maybe 180 to 190 on Soxel. Really BU back and forth. And this is trying to come back down, maybe to 50. And here's Nougat. This is in this channel down. This is really getting slammed today. So this is going down. Bottom of this trend line. ERX with oil being bearish, went up. This is crashing down. This is not breaking out of this wedge like everyone thought. Definitely looks like a fake out now. DFAN really gets smoked. So we know what happened with this. This was a large wedge. See, it's wide, shrinking, and big move was going to be happening, and it did. And it was to the downside. So we know which way a lot of these have moved. Right to the downside. Downside, excuse me. This is at 879. This broke all this support back here. You're looking at maybe 805. And then if you go back to March, 5, maybe 575. So this has really gotten hammered. That's a defense. DIN held up pretty good. This is holding that 200 day, but sloppy chart. Might try to bounce back up here. And here's Nail Home Builders, which has been very strong. This came right back to this support, which is 38.2 retracement, September move. This has potential here. This is really digging strong on MACD histogram. Very negative. Expect a bounce on this. We go below this. Trying to see where this would go from here. 40. This is a move up, so there's nothing here. I would say 35. Because you had the move back in June, and then you had the 150-day right here. So look for 35. That'll be the 150-day moving average. So that's on that. All right, so that's it for the main market. We see where we're going. We're getting crushed right now. Don't jump in right now. Not a time to jump in. We're getting smoked. Wait for the signal, because you can keep going down at this point. There's Nail 4 hour. It's trying to come out, it looks like. See it? But it could do one of these and come back down again still. So that's on Nail. All right, here's Top. I think they had great earnings. Everyone's working from home, using Tupperware. This really took off. I remember I put an algo on this. Remember I said it was going to like 37, 36, which is like, how is this going to do that? Why did they have that so pumped? I mean, they're not going to know earnings, but I guess it was a coincidence. This went from 23 pre-market all the way up to like 30, down support. It was a great volume today for Top. Other plays Groupon, they're not doing nothing. What else? Anything else here? Yeah, all the plays, the long plays, are not really going to be in favor here. There's no swing right now. Party City. Forming a wedge down. Get the other chart here. It's right at the 200 day. See this? 175. Then you have 160. There's no real trend line now. Taking hard down here. So yeah, the swings are looking bad. AMD is going down. Might go to 72. DraftKings. This is still in a wedge down here. Might get a 35 here. Even a 30, who knows? Wait for that signal though. BSX, I had this as a possible swing right here, but once this, you had to confirm it, didn't. Look at this, getting killed. Boston Scientific, absolutely crushed. Yeah, WKHS Workhorse, this is still going down. Uber, not good. Rocket Mortgage. I actually put this as line ups. We might come back all the way here, double bottom. Tried to break out right here, fake breakout. And because the market is getting smoked, there's MO, Altria Group getting crushed. SRNE tried to break out, nothing either. FSLY, big hammer, touched the 150 day. There's NAC. This looked like it's going to hold here and then break back up. This is getting smoked. Everything's pretty much getting crushed. VVXY, one little green candle today, oversold. Here's SPAC. Look at this thing. This is straight down channel. This is as low as it's been since it IPO'd, I guess. This is really getting smoked. Mark, bottom of the channel, WPX, CNK. SPG. Netflix is a big gap right here. This actually held it very strong. So Netflix and chill, that might work. SAP really getting killed still. Philip Morris put in a huge cost here. There came out of this wedge, came up, fake breakout, and still going down. Run really held. She had a green candle today. It was very bullish. So said like here, it's a 667 on stochastics. This held today very strong. This could be the line. Maybe this is trying to turn back up. TRVN, nothing. HYLN, huge wedge here. This still hasn't done nothing. And the last resort, like I said, remember this 20 levels important. Well, it broke below it. You have the 200 day here. Below the 200, you don't know. It's just going to keep going. You just can't jump in. Although histogram is really decreasing. GSX, bottom here. This really held good. You have a gap here. That's good potential. Could take some little bit of time. Rag gets smoked. NVA X Novax not looking good. HUYA not looking good. Overstock.com really held strong today. You have the 100 right here. It's a weird stock. It moved this sideways move at a 50 day, but it's caught in between them too. So I would say the 50 day and the 100 day. What else we got here? Geo, W, BTU. CCJ had that little breakout, and nope, came right back down. That's why it's tough. It's very tough with swings because of the market. You know, you want to swing these when the market's like this is starting to turn back up, and then all these are going to rocket back up. Most of them. We're in a downtrend in the market. You just can't jump in right now. You'll be early, you can, but you don't know how far we're going down. RDFN, Redfin. Try to find a candle here at 42 to hold. Brazilian ultra short Brazil really getting a big gap up today. BLDR, there's no averages, moving averages left. Carvana, CCC, try to even break up. See these moving averages come across. You want to break above that. Once you're above that, it's bullish. Pick, just getting smoked. Nothing here. Too many moving averages here. Tried here, didn't work. LCA, nothing. GDL, nothing. GNMK, Genmark, Diagnostics, really held pretty strong here. Hulu, Codex, Snail, I told you about. You know, now, look, just look at the histogram. Still rising. That is a huge move up. I mean, still, I don't think this is the peak yet. We'll see. I mean, this on this one sees F40 that was interesting. If we get below that, there's nothing here. I'm gonna say 35 then. That'd be a great buy. Trill. QGen, I'm going down the list here. All right, so that's pretty much it for the list. So, you know, you see all these swing plays are not going to work once the market really makes a move here. Watching CNBC. ELY just got crushed. Galloway got. They must have really missed on earnings or something. All right, let's look at the top gainers today. MGen. This was another pre-market, very early, 725, straight up move, straight up, came back, slid all the way down, and this did break back up to a nice little gainer. So it's a slide, eventually could bounce from like a V. Tougher play. Could have got it in between here for a little long play. Not a great game though. And here is SSRK again. 5 minutes. This is a tougher move. I mean, sold with 32 and move back to 30.53. It formed a higher low. Went up again, higher low. It was tougher because these moves were taken out like 36 and drop 32. It's a $4 drop. It's tougher to read. You don't see these that much in these higher price stocks. That's why it's a good move. Actually, it turned out to be good long. There's top CVH straight up, sideways. AUVI on these plays is pure momentum. When you see a candle like this, it had news. You have about 5 minutes to get in here, and you got to get in here right here, the low, 805. Remember, don't, if it's around a whole number to say 8, use 5 cents. They take it to 5 cent level. So 805 is right to 1250 and faded all the way down hard. Look how smooth this moved up that fast and then faded that hard down. Strong. This was only from what? 8, like an hour, and this took all day and then faded down. So here's another move. SCKT, socket mobile, straight up, and then fades. And the market too, because the market's not strong. I think the market, small caps are in their own place, but you want the market to be strong too. It definitely will help small caps. ASTC, this one's straight up long. There's EBXY. Shit. This BSGM 290 to 360 pins. And it's not great today. It definitely wasn't a great day for longs. Dust was a nice move up. EZQ, Hertz, SQQ. So the bearish ETFs, the Dow's down like 900. Bearish ETFs were really strong. So, and on these two, to look at them, like you have to look at the overall pattern. See this? And then it double bottomed. And see the low every time it kept rising. Draw your line right here. And this kept going up, going up. 9 a.m. Yeah, these are big lines. These are quarter lines. 23.25. Came back. Came right to that line then at 23.25. Yep. And shot back up. That's a nice long. It's a nice gainer there. Let's look here. 2025. You know, on these bearish ETFs, you can get $1 plus. You take it. Very, you know, large lines in between, even if you separate them tight. So that's $1 gain. It's not bad. That's the gainers list today. A lot of higher price stocks like 70, 20, 90, 60, 20, and a few under 10 in the top mix here. So that was SQQQ. There's S down, a big drop, and then we came back up strong. There's TZA. This is putting huge candles though. Even on these, I want like a better chart. Like these candles will rip through your moving averages. It's tougher. Stocks. These definitely were tougher longs. There's UVXY. 21. Bounced all the way to 22.66. It's not a bad long. We came back again. So volatility is here to stay. You get bad news on coronavirus, the election coming up. Jobs aren't good, and that's the thing too. Coronavirus shuts down a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff will not be open. A lot of businesses. So you have that happening. It's going to weigh on everything. It just goes down the line of how things will not be good for all kinds of businesses. So that's looking bad. Right now, I would look towards bearish ETFs. Like, let me get a style. It's coming out this huge wedge. This is nearly past September. Trying to climb up. Yeah, it's really overbought right now. So we can get a little pullback and keep going. We'll see on that. Small caps are some plays, but they're not as hot right now. You're not getting as longs aren't holding. You're getting very sharp moves and drop because of the market. Definitely because of the market. So the market's hot. It can only help everything. So that's where we stand right now. Let's take a look at Carnival. Look at this move all the way up, back down. This is really tough. You know, that level is hold. It was slowly climbing. See the lows, higher, higher. It looks like it's going back to 10, and which would be a nice buy. You see the monthly in this. Monthly's a bearish candle. The weekly, terrible candle. It's breaking through. 10. Your 4 hour, trying to find support. You know, right there's at 10:58. That was August. Yeah, where are we going on these? Are these going back to the March low? I don't think we're going that low. I don't think we're going back towards 7. Maybe in between there. Maybe we get back to, like, let's see, 10. You know, 8-ish, 9. We'll have to see though, because once we break through there, there's nothing here. This could get a 9 easy. They're looking bad. RCL. This is dipping down. So crushed. Norwegian, CCL. They're all going down. Some airlines. HA made a good run up because they opened things back up and right back down. There's Love. There's Delta. They're all coming back down. Alaska. Casinos win. Yeah, this once this breaks to 70, that's a telling sign too. Because this held for so long. So, you know, this is the worst move for the market since March. LVS coming back down. Look at them REITs, MFA. Oh, these are all coming back down. IBR. Restaurants. Look at Denny's. Denny's got crushed today. Huge bearish candle. Ruth coming back down. Bloomin' Brands. This is getting smoked too. Draw a trend line here. Touching. So this made it all the way back up to your almost 18, above 61.28 retracement. Going back down that 50% retracement level. This is really getting oversold. This will be a good buy too. This can hold here at 50. You look in the other chart here. 50. Yeah, you get your 200 below. Really getting smoked. So, you know, the airlines again, cruise lines getting crushed. What about Boeing? Boeing's doing terrible. You know, Boeing's going to go back right to this trend line. This channel is down, down, down. This will go right towards that 140 line again, maybe a little below. So cruise lines are terrible, but you can play the bounces. Wait for a bounce on it. You're going to get another shot for it to go up. There's a lot of these stocks. Restaurants, flying, oil's terrible. Look at Oxy. Oxy fell below. It looks like it fell below March. Oil is just getting crushed. DVN, ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil was a low in March of 30.11. Right now it's at 31.52. So these are hitting that double bottom level. Oil's just going nowhere. It's going down. And it doesn't look good at all. Oil. I have an oil chart here. This is UCO ultra crude. Yeah, this was as high as almost 600 the way this runs. Then it reverse split, but came back up. This is falling really hard. Oversold now again near 24. So this is broken down. It didn't look good at all. So that's on oil. So oil stocks are getting smoked. So now you're playing right now, your bearish ETFs, specific stocks. Swing trades are not going to work long side. They're not working long. There might be a few individual. They're not going to work because the market's down. That's not going to work. So volatility you can play. You can wait for this bounce. We're going to get a bounce. And then eventually the election clears. I mean, the coronavirus isn't just going to clear, but the election, that'll clear, that'll help. And the market's just not going to stay oversold till you'll bounce. Like SPY, we get on at 320. We get back to here. It's just going to break through that. Here's the 4 hour, there's the 2 hour. So, you know, it depends. Just wait for the signal. See on this? That was a great time to buy. You're able to get in. Now, there's another time you're going to be able to get in again. And this one probably is going to be even better because I think we're going below this 320. I think a good washout to the 200-day, that'll be perfect. We get whatever, a tail in there, something like that. That would be the signal. And then we can slowly climb back up. So it'll be for me. So that's it. You know, wild market, be careful. You know, moves to the long and short side are very nasty right now. So be very careful. All right, please subscribe and like the channel. We are out for now. That is it. Peace.